What's going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this beautiful Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen? We're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. I feel like it's been an absolute minute since I have done a live stream. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody is doing well in the chat below. Today, we're going to be talking some Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, my favorite team here in the NFL. We're just going to go, we're going to do our best here to bleed this out for an hour. Now, I do want to open up the phone lines here a little later on in the show, just because I kind of want to talk about the 2022 season, right? I mean, when it comes down to the Arizona Cardinals, there's kind of I don't know. It's just so weird. I feel like the fans for the Arizona Cardinals literally turn off their minds when the off season's around. They just don't want to hear anything. It's like out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And it's super crazy because I have a lot of different YouTube, I guess I wouldn't say friends, but people that like I associate with, and look at their channel, they look at my channel, and it's so crazy to me the amount of fans that jump onto their live streams compared to like Cardinal fans just in general. And I'm talking about Cowboys. I'm talking about, Miami Dolphins. I'm talking about Bills. I'm talking about the Jets, for God's sakes. It's nuts. I only feel like the Arizona Cardinal fans, for some reason, we just like turn our minds off. It's just super weird. I don't get it. But in my mind, it's Cardinals all the way. And I'm always trying to figure out a way for the Arizona Cardinals to get better. Obviously, my opinion doesn't matter. But we're going to continue to roll with the punches, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat. We got Yuki. We got, is it Sci-Fi? And we got Barlow. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Let's dive right into it, right? We got some topics to talk about here for the Arizona Cardinals. One thing I want to mention here, and it's not Cardinal related, but it is NFL related. How in the living heck, and I don't want to say heck, I want to say the other word, Hell. How is the Rams doing this? How are they signing these big time players every single time? It's so crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I've been talking about the Rams and them doing a very good job, and the cap is a myth, and they do a good job with signing contracts, but do it more kind of like spreading it out and stuff like that. And now for some reason it's a big topic when I've been talking about this for a very long time. The Rams manipulate the cap. The cap is a myth. There's a way around caps. It's just the way that it is. And if your owner doesn't want to front load or give the cash up front, then we're not going to be the big time markets like you see the Rams do every single year. They restructured Aaron Donald's deal. Well, we got to be scared of him for another 2 or 3 years. We got Cooper Kupp coming back. They reworked Matthew Stafford's deal, and they ended up getting some big time free agents. And we're over here sitting twiddling our thumbs. I'm just hoping we stay number 2 in the NFC West. That's really all I'm hoping here, in my personal opinion. But enough Rams talk. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals. There's a few updates that I want to go over. And like I said, I am going to be opening up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from what you guys have to say. I want to hear from the fans, because bottom line here is this channel is our channel, and I want to make sure that I hear your guys' opinion, right? A lot of the stuff that comes on this channel is based off my opinion, and this is the best time for you to jump on and kind of, speak your piece. So let's first start off with a few different topics, and then we'll get to the state of the Arizona Cardinals in the 2022 season. Now, if you guys haven't heard yet, Robert Alford has kind of been in the headlines for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, obviously, the Arizona Cardinals still has holes, right? I think it would be foolish as an Arizona Cardinal fan to really look and say, oh, no, we don't got holes. We got holes, y'all. We got holes for days. I'm only hoping that, a few of our draft picks for this year end up getting an opportunity, because we need them to pan out, bottom line. But Robert Alford was on Twitter. I believe this all went down yesterday, and I did make a video, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a real quick recap, nothing too crazy. But he ended up posting this right here. Alford is ready to roll. #stay woke. Darren Urban, a guy that works with the Arizona Cardinals, says Cliff Kingsbury said this week that the Arizona Cardinals have stayed in contact with free agent cornerback. And obviously it's a fill in the blank. It's Robert Alford right there. So bottom line, we need cornerback help, right? Last year, I was seeing a completely different tune. I was like, no more Robert Alford. He gets hurt a lot. This, and that. I think I'm still in that same boat, but I'm in the situation right now where I don't think the Arizona Cardinals should be rolling with Marco Wilson, Byron Murphy, and was it Christian Matthews? The guy that we just picked up in the draft. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals should be doing that this year. And if they do, whoo, well, we're in for deep heck. We're in for deep heck for sure. There's going to be some wide receivers making a lot of yards on us and scoring a lot of points if that's going to be the way that we roll. Now, Robert Alford is a very, very good asset if he does decide to come into the Arizona Cardinals, but the healthy thing is what scares me the most about Robert Alford. But literally, we're bent over a barrel at this point, ladies and gentlemen. We really don't have any other option out there. There's a few people that you can go ahead and say, well, this guy's better than this guy. This guy's better than Robert Alford. The Cardinals aren't doing anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a big hole for the Arizona Cardinals cornerback. I'm still not satisfied with edge. Yes, we have Gardick. Yes, we have Marcus Golden. I love the junkyard dog. I love what Dennis Gardick does. We did get some players in the draft that Steve Keim ended up telling us that they're going to be playing edge. I can't bank my buck on depending on a rookie. I would still love the Arizona Cardinals to make some changes, to still make some moves. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Now, there was some cap space that opened up in, I believe, June 1st. I believe June 1st is when the cap space opened up. I think we got, and I'm guesstimating here, ladies and gentlemen. You can quote me. You can definitely put it in the comments here if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing anywhere between 8 to 10 million, 9 to 10 million, maybe 11 million, something along those lines. But cap space did open up for the Arizona Cardinals, and we're just kind of chilling. We're kind of chilling right now, but Robert Alford does seem like an intriguing player to bring back in. And the biggest reason why my mind is changed compared to what I was talking about last year is because we're bent over a barrel at this very moment. There's not really much we can do because if you look at the cornerbacks that are available, I would take a guy that knows the system. I would take a guy that knows the players in the locker room, a guy that knows Vance Joseph over somebody that's going to have to learn a brand new playbook. Yes, he's injury prone. Yes, he's never stayed healthy for the Arizona Cardinals, but it's kind of what we have, right? It's kind of what we have at this very moment. Jordan P coming up clutch. What's up, Jordan? He says, we have $10.5 million. Cool. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much for letting me know. But there's holes. There's still obvious holes for the Arizona Cardinals. And I would only expect and hope the Arizona Cardinals can make some moves. Now, I don't want them to spend the full $10.5 million on one player, right? Obviously, I would love for it to be used for depth. Honestly, they're probably going to be used some of that for Kyler. I mean, let's just be frank here. They're probably going to be using it for Kyler, but we'll see. Kyler Murray should be getting paid, right? Quote unquote. Cliff Kingsbury did say that he's expecting Kyler Murray to come back in mandatory training camp or OTAs, however you want to call it. And that's going to be, was it June 14th or June 18th, something like that. But he is expected to come in the end mandatory training camp OTAs. So that's pretty exciting, right? There's communication going on with Cliff Kingsbury, Kyler, Arizona Cardinals. It's all seeming to be a really good marriage right now. And I'm hoping Kyler Murray can get that extension that we all want him to. Just get rid of the drama. Just get rid of the drama. We're done with the drama. Sign Kyler Murray. We're better with him than we are without him. It's just the truth of the nature. So stop talking about Robert Alford. Let's dive into, I want to talk about Zaven Collins here real quick. I want to talk about Zaven Collins. Now, Zaven Collins did end up talking to the media, and I ended up taking a screenshot because I couldn't find this interview to save my life, but it did come from my guy here, Taylor Drake, verified, but he did have some takeaways from an interview that Zaven Collins ended up giving out to the public. Main takeaways: try to play through 2 shoulder injuries last season. Bad practices led to fewer snaps in 2021. He still talks with Jordan Hicks regularly and feels he's cleaned up mental errors. Now, it's crazy to me to kind of see the situation that we're in right now for our first round pick last year, right? We were told by Steve Keim that he was going to start. We were told by Steve Keim that this was going to be the guy that was going to be calling the shots on the defense, but that's just not the world that we're living in. It was Jordan Hicks. Now, Jordan Hicks, bless his heart, bless his soul. I liked what he did for our organization, but it was definitely obvious that Jordan Hicks just did not have the juice that we needed to stop the run. Just did not have the same juice to run sideline to sideline. And I was hoping and praying that Vance Joseph would be like, hey, light bulb, let me see about what our rookie linebacker can do, Zaven Collins. Apparently, reports are now coming out saying that he was injured. He was injured and he was making a lot of mental mistakes, and that was the reason why he didn't have as much snaps as we all thought he was going to have. Me, you know me. I think it's all hogwash. Literally, I do. I think it's veterans get a lot more leeway. Veterans get more priority in the Arizona Cardinals organization. It's been happening before Cliff Kingsbury. It's going to continue to happen. And I think that Zaven Collins was just being a good employee. Straight up, like that's exactly what I think. And never once did I see that Zaven Collins was on an injury report that was going to hold him out of a game. There might have been a few games, so let me scratch that right now. There might have been a few games that he did say that he was out due to injury report. I don't have them all saved, but he was suited up for the most part. And they decided to roll with Jordan Hicks because he's the veteran, because that's what the Arizona Cardinals do. And it's really unfortunate that we're kind of in the situation right now that we still kind of don't know what our first round pick is, right? We were all excited to see the duo, what Zaven Collins and what Isaiah Simmons can do together. This was supposed to be the next best thing. We got the best, duo linebackers that we're ever going to see in our defense. And we were kind of robbed of it as Cardinal fans. We were kind of robbed of it. Let's just be honest here. We were robbed of the opportunity to see what Zaven Collins can do. Almost the same thing. We were robbed at what Isaiah Simmons can do, right? When Isaiah Simmons got drafted to the Arizona Cardinals, he was this Swiss Army knife that he could be used anywhere across the field. It's unfortunate that he was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals because we just don't have that brilliant defensive mind. I like Vance Joseph, right? I mean, his might be the last year, especially if things go south for the Arizona Cardinals. This might be the last year for Vance Joseph, or not. Maybe he does wonders. Who knows? But to draft a young guy like Isaiah Simmons and then put him in a defense like Vance Joseph, kind of like, I don't know, just set him out to fail, in my personal opinion. Just set him out to fail, and I'm just excited to see what's going to happen this year, right? If Zaven Collins doesn't start this year, then we're on a whole different world of her, and that's where the picket fences, or we're going to start picketing and stuff like that to bring Zaven Collins out as a starter. In my personal opinion, I don't see any player that we brought in that's going to prevent him from being a starter. I think he's going to be the bona fide starter. Now, is he going to be the Mike linebacker that we were told? I don't know. We're just going to have to kind of wait and see if Vance Joseph puts the best 11 out there. Vance Joseph said that's what he was doing when Jordan Hicks was out there. I don't believe it personally, but you know me, I'm very, I don't believe a lot what people say. It's kind of show me what it is, and then we can kind of see what happens there type of thing for me. So Zaven Collins, I'm excited about him. I'm hoping and praying that this man pans out for the Arizona Cardinals, because if it doesn't, another wasted first round pick. But promising things, right? He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the physicality. It seems like people like him in the locker room. We have a lot of banter back and forth with him and JJ Watt. It looks like he's a good locker room guy, and that's one thing that I'm very excited about. So hopefully year 2 for Zaven Collins is going to be what we're all waiting for as Cardinal fans. It's all hoping and praying for Cardinal fans here. Move on to the next topic here. Let's dive into one thing that I want to talk about that's probably going to be the most of the stream here. Now, if you take a look at the title of the stream, it's called The State of the Arizona Cardinals in 2022, right? I am going to be opening up the phone lines if you guys choose to jump on. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitter, highly recommend you to the YouTube side, because usually what I do is I get a link and I pinned it on the chat, and that's really kind of the only way you can access it. So if you do want to go ahead and give your opinion, definitely jump into the YouTube side, search CAZ Sports Fan, smack that like button and subscribe. So let's talk about the state of the Arizona Cardinals here now. Now, I did post a video recently about kind of, what I feel like the Arizona Cardinal fans are feeling towards our beloved Arizona Cardinals, right? Our Redbirds, how I'm feeling that they're feeling. So it's kind of like, it's just my opinion and the way that I'm looking at things. But all through social media, and not just YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about any social media you can possibly think of, mainly those three. I am seeing a lot less engagement. I'm seeing a lot less people coming out and saying crazy stuff on Kyler Murray. I'm seeing some stuff out there that I'm like, wow, okay, shocked. All right, you thought I was spicy? No, people are coming out here saying that Kyler Murray is all sorts of this, and that, and he's not the franchise quarterback. To me, we are better with Kyler Murray than we are with Kyler Murray. That should be squashed right there. But the state of the Arizona Cardinals, I posted a poll not too long ago, and it is on YouTube. I apologize for the Facebook people out there, and I apologize for the Twitter people, but it's more interactive on YouTube, so I highly recommend you coming over. I posted this poll here not too long ago. It was 2 days, so I had over 710 votes. Now that's not right. That's not a lot, but I feel like that poll is actually pretty good to kind of get a gauge of what the fans are thinking about this team. Now, I said, are you excited about the 2022 Arizona Cardinals season? Now, we got some people saying yes, fire emoji. We got 43% saying yes. We got people on the fence. This is kinda, don't want to have too much high hopes, though. That's 51% is saying they kind of, but they don't want to get their hopes up. And then we got the 5% saying nobody cares. And then we got the other section, which I don't think anybody posted in there, but we did have some comments in there that I was able to heart. I didn't actually get a chance to read all of them, so I apologize about that. But this right here is telling to me. This right here is absolutely telling. 51% out of 700 plus people is saying that they don't want to get their hopes up and almost situated like, hey, we're going to go into the season. We're excited. But the bottom line is, what did the Arizona Cardinals really do to improve themselves? Right? We see the Rams doing it. Man, the Rams have gotten good. The Rams kept their players. They retained their players. They are looking dominant. They're talking about them going back to the NFC Conference Championship, possibly back to the Super Bowl. This is the problem with the Arizona Cardinals and the fans that said 51%. I don't blame you guys at the slightest. At the slightest. I almost agree with you. Right? I'm like, I'm excited, but the bottom line is we've seen what this regime can do. I'm as excited as what I'm allowing myself to be excited for. The biggest thing that happened this offseason for me, reuniting Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray. Biggest thing. And that it's big, right? It's huge. It's absolutely huge. But the news that came out after 2 days after getting Hollywood Brown saying that we no longer have DeAndre Hopkins for 6 freaking games, to me, that pretty much wiped that Marquise Hollywood Brown thing right out the window. Now, we still have him. I'm not dumb. I'm not saying we don't have him. But not having DeAndre Hopkins versus the Kansas City Chiefs, versus the Raiders, and versus the Rams is huge. Is absolutely huge. And I remember posting a video about it, right? I was like, dang, this is bad news. And everybody, no, we got this. We got Rondell Moore. We got Christian Kirk. AJ Green is coming back. No, sir. No, our offense looked absolutely garbage. Mr. Cliff Kingsbury came out after and he was like, so what had happened was I didn't adjust. That's on me. Well, no duh, Cliffy. No duh. We seen it. You don't have to pay me millions of dollars. You don't have to pay me hundreds of thousands to say you didn't adjust. So I'm scared. I'm a little worried. If I was to place my vote on that poll, I probably would be with that 51%. Now, this doesn't mean we're not Cardinal fans. We're absolutely Cardinal fans. I'm pretty sure most of those 51% is ride or die. They're going to love the Arizona Cardinals as much as they possibly can. The best gift, the best thing that you can go out and say, or I guess the best little figure is going to be that little old guy that's sitting on that bench that's pissed off, but he's got like that umbrella, like hiding, like, covering the logo, but he cares, but he's absolutely pissed off of what we've seen year in, year in, year out. That's the 51%. And I don't blame it. I don't blame you. I don't. But 2022, Brand new year. I'm excited, right? Maybe come July, I'll be a lot more excited. Maybe come August, we'll be a lot more excited after that. It's just kind of seemed to be the Arizona Cardinals kind of fumbled an opportunity to get better, and they didn't, in my personal opinion. We did get some great players back. Connor, Ertz, got some great players back. But is it enough to win the West? That is the biggest question here. Is it enough to win the West? Because that's the next step. That and going back to the playoffs and winning a playoff game. Those are the two next steps. let's get to the comments here real quick. We got my guy Yuki Soul saying, why is it so hard to be an Arizona sports fan? Well, I mean, this is a very good question. This is an absolute good question. I don't think so much that it's hard, but we're kind of used to disappointment. You know what I mean? Like we're as excited as we possibly can be, but we're kind of used to it at this point. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like you're scarred, but you keep doing that thing that got you scarred. You know what I mean? It's like that abusive boyfriend, right? I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm married, but an abusive boyfriend or abusive wife, or however you want to say it. You just love it so much. Love it so much that you go back and you get abused. Just go back there and get abused. Now, I'm not condoning this behavior, but that's most likely what all 32 of you are in here right now. We're just used to the abuse. Now, we all want the same thing. All 8,000 subscribers of the AZ Sports Fan. I'm only assuming the other people that are over that 8,000 are probably just people that love to see me get super upset. That they love my reaction because they're like, hey, look at this Cardinal fan. He sucks. Probably. I'm only assuming that 8,000 of my subscribers are Cardinal fans, and we all want the same thing. Super Bowl, consistency, and just kind of for us to make some noise. That's what we want. I don't no longer want to be the little brothers of the NFC West. That's what I don't want. Now, if you guys don't know, I do hold a NFC West roundtable every Tuesday, and Rams fan, 49ers fan, and Seahawks fan. They're like, yeah, cool, no worries. Cardinals, you win that NFC West. I am proud of you. I am sick of it. I am absolutely sick of it. Can you fear me? Can you fear the little bird? Come on now, fear the Cardinal. There's no fear. There's no fear. The stigma is the Arizona Cardinals do very well and we crash and burn. That's the stigma. I'm tired of being the little brother. And I think that's what a lot of people are frustrated with. But 2022 season's coming up. There's excitement all across the board, except for the people that are not excited. They just don't care. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But I do think that it is time to open up the phone lines, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the fans that make this channel what it is. I want to hear from the fans that think about the Arizona Cardinals when they probably shouldn't be thinking about the Arizona Cardinals, when they have something to do on Sunday and they're like, dang, how can I get out of that thing because I want to watch the Arizona Cardinals break my heart again? That's who I want to talk to right now. I want to talk to those people and how you're feeling about the 2022 season. If you're positive, great, awesome, kudos. Keep it going. If you're negative, cool. I mean, negative in the eyes of what a lot of people are calling fans that are very pessimistic about the 2022 season. I don't call you negative fans. You can call yourself however you want to call yourself. But if you're taking more of the negative approach, I'm cool too. I want to hear it all. I want to hear what the fans have to say because I think bottom line, it's important. I think bottom line, it's absolutely important to hear what you guys have to say. Now, one other thing I want to go ahead and shout out here real quick that I said a little earlier in the stream. Appreciate you 35 that are here, by the way. Thank you so very much. Big shout out to everybody here. We got Alex in the house. We got Bass, Jordan P, David. We got Teddy, Corey. We got Swifty Tree up in the house. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Thank you so very much. I would love one day to break a stream on a June or a July and pull the numbers that the Cowboy YouTubers do, to pull the numbers that Miami Dolphins fans do, pull the numbers that Jets fans do, maybe one day. But I do feel like sometimes Cardinal fans just want to close their eyes and just don't want to think about the season until it starts. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let me go ahead and put the link up here right now, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time here on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, if this is your first time on the Arizona Sports Fan here on YouTube, this is how it works. I put a link on the chat on YouTube. So if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, I highly, highly recommend you jump on to YouTube to jump on. The link is being posted on here right now. I'm going to be pinning it at the top of the chat on YouTube. Jump on. Let me know how you're feeling. If you're happy, cool. If you're not happy, cool. No worries. Jump on. I want to hear what you guys have to say. The link has been posted. Click on the link. Jump on. Let's hear you guys what you got to say. Let's have a friendly conversation back and forth. Are you happy? Are you not happy? Let's take a look in what you guys have to say while we wait for some people to come in, because let's be honest, I think we're gonna have like 1 or 2 people come in. So, oh snap! Okay, we got somebody real quick. Let's go. Appreciate it. We got BBH coming up in here right now. Just let me know when you're ready to go, brother. Give me the thumbs up, and we should be good. Awesome. All right, BBH ALV, you are live on the AZ Sports Fan YouTube, man, brother. It's been a while. What's up, man, and how you feeling?
Oh man, honestly, I'm a diehard Cardinals fan. You know this. So I'm always gonna ride or die with this team. I'm gonna be excited. But I don't know if you've seen Spider-Man No Way Home. No, yeah, the recent one that came out.
Yep.
I'm gonna take what Zendaya said. Expect disappointment, for you don't be disappointed. That's what I'm feeling right now because we're always in this rise, and as soon as like week 11 or 12 hits, it's just straight decline.
Yeah.
All I want this season, I don't even care what make the playoffs. All I want to see is consistency because seeing how most teams got better, not a lot, mostly AFC side. Um, I want to see consistency, and if we're a 10-win team, I'm fine with that. But I feel like this year with the 10 wins, it's not gonna be enough because the Eagles gotten better. Commanders, maybe with wins, maybe I'm not really 100% with them yet. 49ers, they still have Debo. He came back to training, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I believe
So
it.
he's back with them. Who else? The Saints, maybe, because I'm not sure what the whole Drew Brees situation. I don't know if he's actually coming back or not. Tom Brady's back, obviously.
True.
The Packers, and I believe that will be it. Oh, obviously the Rams. The Rams kept everyone,
Oh
and
yeah.
they got 2 new players also, Allen Robinson and Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I
what?
don't know how the Rams are doing it. Like I've been saying it the whole time. The cap space is a whole myth because there's no way the Rams are spending this much, and they're not in a situation that a lot of teams are in, like the Bears. The Bears have no one, and they have a cap issue. Like
Yeah.
like how in the Bears having cap issue, but the Rams have freaking Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, Bobby Wagner, OBJ, Cooper Cup, Allen Robinson. Like, how do they have all these elite players and the Bears have no one?
It's crazy.
Like, I don't even know, but maybe next year I'll be more excited in the offseason because our cap, of course, is going to be even higher. We're going to be one of the teams that are going to have like the most cap, but yet again, I believe DeAndre Hopkins is up for an extension. Kyler Murray's up for an extension. Um, I I don't know what the JJ Watt thing's gonna happen. I don't know if he's gonna retire after this contract or he's gonna be playing still. Because I believe he has this year and next year, and he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what that situation is so far because he has 2. I know we caught him with a 3-year contract, but I don't know if he's gonna be playing still or he's gonna retire. He's up there in age.
Yeah, that's true. Let me ask you this here, man, real quick. Just give me your like your honest opinion, right? The 6 games, right? Let's just talk about 6 games that DeAndre Hopkins not here, right? We're talking about Chiefs, the Raiders, we're talking about LA, Panthers again. Ooh. And then we have the Eagles and then the Seahawks. Realistically, what do you think is going to come out of the first 6 weeks? Like, if you were to give me like, hey, this is what it's going to be. What do you think?
Seeing the 6 games, definitely win on week 5 and 6 because the Eagles, we have their number, and Seattle is a struggling, and plus we're at their stadium. So like you mentioned in one of the videos,
Yep.
we win at their house, they beat us in ours. So that's 2-0 right there. Panthers, they have our number, so that's a loss automatically. Rams, that's a home. I think we'll lose that one, but we'll beat them the next time we play them. And Raiders, that's a tough one
Yes.
because I'm not too scared of Carr, but I am definitely scared of Chandler Jones
Chandler
and
Jones, yeah.
uh say Adams. So I don't know how that connection's gonna be, and I don't know if Byron Murphy will be able to cover Devontae Adams like that.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm gonna say loss on that one, and the Chiefs I'm gonna say win, only because it's week one and Kyler Murray is known to be shining in week one.
Hmm.
And for some reason the Cardinals was good at week one because last year we expected to lose against the Titans because of Derrick
True.
Henry,
Yeah.
but we beat them and we put Derrick Henry on check. He only got like 50 yards in like 20 attempts.
Yeah.
And I want to mention, I do want to go back to the Zaven Collins thing. Last year he started week one, and look what he did. He put Derrick Henry on check. Why would you not continue letting him play? Because the two people that stopped Henry was J.J. Watt on the line, and if he got past him, Zaven Collins right there ready, and he was able to take the hit, and he was able to put Derrick Henry in check. He was not that uh, Josh Norman that he got stiff on and put down to the ground. He
Right.
pulled him and put him straight to the ground, and that's what we need. We need a guy that was able to do that, and Zaven Collins is that guy. He's a run stopper, and use Isaiah Simmons, you see that coverage or as a rusher, which he's known to be. So hopefully this year they let him play, and hopefully it's like an Isaiah Simmons thing. Rookie season, disappointment. Second season, he's a star.
I agree. I hope so
So
too,
that's what I'm
man.
looking for.
From your lips to the football god's ears, like I love to say. Appreciate you for coming in, man. Thanks as always, man. I'm gonna get my guy JL Sports up in here right now. Have a great show day, dude. Later. All right, JL Sports. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. The state of the Arizona Cardinals, man. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty all right with this team. This team's going to be all right, in my opinion, considering that even though we lost Christian Kirk, I think we'll do just fine in the wide receiver core. Because considering that, even though with the Hopkins suspension, if anything, that's going to make the Cardinals thrive more, if you think about it. Because last season, they just could not adjust to it, but they're going to have to start right off the bat without Hopkins.
Yeah.
And if they are on point with their offense, I think we'll have a good season.
Nice. Who do you think is going to be that guy that rises, that X factor that's going to come out? Like out of any of the offense, I'm talking about tight end, wide receivers, running back. Who do you think is going to be that X factor for us?
I think it's going to be Rondell Moore.
Okay.
In my opinion, he's going to have a big year this year.
Hope so, man. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Same question, man, to my guy. I'm sorry. What's up?
Fingers crossed that they do good.
Right. Let me ask you this, right? I asked BBH here that same question. First 6 games without DeAndre Hopkins. What do you think?
First 6 games. Okay. I would say we win week 1. I say we're going to shock the Chiefs and win week 1. The reason why is because Patrick Mahomes still has to get used to his new wide receivers because he's no longer going to have Tyreek Hill.
True.
So I think we're going to lose. We're going to win week 1, but we're going to lose to the Raiders in Las Vegas because of how Chandler Jones coming facing us again. I think we're going to get absolutely destroyed because of how Chandler Jones wants revenge, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Week 3, I'm going to say it's going to be a close one, but I think you could win that one, honestly.
Okay.
I think we can win that week 3 game.
2-1.
2-1. And, of course, I think we're going to lose to the Panthers. They just have our number.
100%.
They always have our number. I would not be surprised if we lost to them, but I want a W, but we're going to lose to them. And then week 5 we'll win, and then week 6 we'll win.
Okay, so you got
We'll go
4-2?
4-2. 4-2 without Hopkins. That's
Okay.
not too bad.
That's not too bad. I'll take that. I'll take that with no DeAndre Hopkins. All right, cool, man. Anything else you want to add?
I would like to also say thanks for Christian Kirk.
All right, that's fair, brother. All right, man. Have a great rest of your day, man. Peace out.
All right, see ya.
All right, let's keep it rolling here. We got my guy Soul Pancakes. Let me know if you are ready. If not, we'll move to the next person. Because we got Jordan P. You good, Soul? All right, cool beans. All right, let's get my guy Soul Pancakes here, and then Jordan P's coming out right next, man. What's up, man? How are you feeling about the state of the Cardinals?
Sorry, let me get somewhere where there's more light. I'm actually pretty excited about it coming up. Mostly because of the requirements that we had during like the draft and stuff. And I mean, we didn't do much during the offseason and everything, but if Alfred comes back, then the cornerback room will be solid, just like it was last year. That's the same like cornerback room we rolled with last year. The problem is that he doesn't stay healthy the entire year. So I'm hoping that he stays healthy at least the majority of the year, almost the entire year. Those two guys that we got in the third round, I'm excited about those two. I know they're not going to produce right away, but I want to see growth with them. Hopefully, something develops with them. I'm very excited about Trey McBride, and I would have been more excited about him until this video dropped. I think it was like about a week ago. I don't know if you guys ever follow any other like football analysts, YouTubers. This guy named Alex Rollins, he dropped a video, and it was about Kyler Murray, and it had to do with the fact that he doesn't target the middle of the field. And so I had seen it when I was doing trying to do my video, when I was trying to, edit one and stuff. I saw it in a few plays about like, it wasn't just with Zach Ertz, and it was with Christian Kirk as well. Since Christian Kirk was a slot, there would be a lot of crossing routes, and he just wouldn't target them because he just couldn't see over the line. So if there wasn't any passing lanes that were opening, and that's not something that could always be dictated, like our offensive linemen can try to work some passing lanes, but for the most part, it's just up to luck, kind of, because it also determines what the opposing defensive linemen are doing. So, yeah, it was really telling, and it kind of explained a lot of how the offense can kind of like stay kind of stagnant and get, they can find out about it, especially like in the second half, like defenses can like kind of catch up to what they're doing because they kind of remember how to defend Kyler Murray. They know how to keep him contained in the pocket. They know how to set hard edges to make sure that he doesn't run on the outside, because he's been getting caught running on the outside because he does a little like rollout and stuff. And they learn how to not give into that, so that way he can't, escape contain and then run out for like a 10-yard gain or something, or just run out and everything. So they know that he doesn't really want to attack the middle. The funny thing is he does it at the beginning of the season. He doesn't do it towards the end. I think it's mostly because those injuries get to him. So anyways, Trey McBride, I hope that Trey McBride and Zach Ertz will hit the field together in 12 personnel formations, having 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back. I'm excited about Keontae Ingram. I've seen his measurables and what he can do. I know we got Darrell Williams, so he's going to be probably taking most of the snaps, but I'm excited about Keontae Ingram. And finally, I'm excited to hopefully see our linebackers take the field together. Our first-round linebackers that we drafted in the past 2 years, people have been trashing them for, I don't know, this entire offseason, saying about like Zaven Collins. Like I got into a Twitter argument with someone saying that he sucked. And I was like, he actually graded well. He did really good against the run. And in little spurts, he did some like things that like, I didn't see the same type of stuff that Jordan Hicks would do that Zaven Collins would do. He would maneuver people. He would even if he got blocked by a guard, he was able to like kind of maneuver around him and move the running back so that way he runs back towards the inside. So yeah, I just want to see both of them on the field again, and I want more utilization with Isaiah Simmons in the box. Hopefully, blitzing from the middle between the C gaps, so the A, B, and C gaps, because he had a lot of success doing that. He's a fast linebacker. He's very straight line. He's very kind of slim. So he's able to kind of like slither around, the offensive linemen and stuff. They try to catch him, but he's too fast for them. They forget he has 4.3 speed. So that's the type of utilization I want to see. I don't want to see him on the edge. Sorry, guys. Outside linebackers out of the question. That's not his strength. He's not a Hassan Riddick. Hassan Riddick was an outside linebacker in college. Isaiah Simmons was more of a safety in college. So this whole outside movement, like, hey, let's try him outside, see if he can get after a passer. Trust me, they took account for him. They put him on tight ends, and the tight ends were good enough to be able to use his own momentum because he has one move. It's just a speed move around the edge. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I really, really hope that they implement whatever I want them to implement, and I just hope that, like, at the end of the day, everything works well. Like from the beginning of the season to the end, especially with Kyler. I hope this Kyler situation gets resolved, if we're going to see him on the field or not,
Oh, yeah.
if he's going to play on his 5th year or if he's going to get his contract extension, whatever it is. I just don't want it to be a distraction anymore.
I agree, man. All right, so I'm going to let you go here. Just I got my guy Jordan P coming up. Have a great rest of your day, brother. Yeah, I agree. I agree with your points. I think a lot of fans are excited about seeing our 2 first-round linebackers back and forth. I think we all want that for sure. We want the succession for them. I mean, in terms of people saying that, Zaven Collins is not it, it's hard to judge. And I know sometimes I'm a little dramatic and I say some crazy things, especially when I'm pissed off, but he never really got the opportunity. Let's just put it out there. He never really got the opportunity. Jordan Hicks was favored. Now, why? It's because veterans, man. But let's bring Jordan P up in here now. Jordan P, you are live on the Easy Sports Fan on YouTube, man. What's up? How you feeling about the state of the 2022 season?
What's up, man? I mean, this is what it is. We're all fans of the team, right? So either way, even if we have the worst roster in the NFL, the diehards are just going to sit here and watch the BS like we did in 2018 and all those other years. But I did want to say about Zaven Collins about the press conference, what you were talking about. He said something that was a huge red flag. And he said he may not call the defense. Like, if you're a true middle linebacker, why is there a possibility you're not calling the defense? So clearly there's something going on that he's not understanding the system, or he's just behind on certain things, because you can see in the beginning he was talking about how he's using this time to like get ahead on the stuff such as like understanding the scheme and positions and stuff like that. So I feel like that's a huge red flag, because if you're not calling the defense, like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what a true middle linebacker does.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about like saying Vance doesn't put the best players on the field, at the end of the day, he does, in his opinion, because he's trying to keep his job. So he's not gonna sit there and be like, let me put Hicks because he sucks and he's worse than Zaven, but let me just put him out there because he's better. No, he's gonna put who he thinks is the best out there. So clearly there's something with Zaven. Yes, he was injured, but like this was another huge red flag. Simmons was benched in the playoffs for Tanner Vallejo. Like, how was your top 10 pick benched in the playoffs? So clearly there's some huge red flags going into and I've been saying Simmons is a safety. He's not a linebacker. If you watch the tape, he's not good at run defense. He has some good plays, but overall he's not that guy to run up to the gap, hold the guard, and manipulate the guard to go. He has the arms to do it, but he's just not that guy. He's a safety, and he's a chess piece, right? So I feel like, it's going to be tough to expect both these guys who have some red flags at the inside linebacker position to be like, okay, yeah, well, you're both going to start, right? So
do you think he's going to be safety? Nah, huh?
No, I wish he was, but at the end of the day, I wish we went to a 3-safety defense, because Simmons, Jalen, and Buddha, all three of them can cover and they can rush. So they can kind of be used as that extra cornerback, any of them, right? And in a 3-safety defense, you take off one corner because you can't have all those corners. So it would make sense to me, but at the end of the day, we're leaving him as a linebacker, so you just got to pray at this point.
Yeah, I mean, good call with the whole Vance Joseph thing, right? His opinion, it's his job. Yeah, you're 100% right? I think when he puts his chess pieces out together and saying, how am I going to keep my job? I'm going to lean on a veteran more than a rookie. Well said.
And if his opinion is Nick, not Nick Vigil, that's this year. If his opinion is that Tanner Vallejo is better than Simmons, that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, that's
and he did that in the playoff game.
That's a problem.
So there's something huge going on that we don't see, because obviously we're not at practice and in the meeting rooms and stuff like that. But also, in terms of Kyler, the whole contract thing, that's going to get itself done. It's going to get done. Like, we already know that. It's just a matter of time. But what he was talking about, it's true. Like, as much as we're, the super fans and the haters, like, there's a middle ground where it's true that, yes, Kyler, the size affects him. You don't want to be like, he's sure he can't play, but at the same time, there are limitations. And like you said, he can't step up in the pocket, obviously, unless he's really far back in the backfield, he can step up. But, the thing that doesn't excite me in off seasons is Kime never fills the whole roster, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you can't make every position a superstar. We all know that. But you can bring in competent player that's at the key positions, right? Like the Rams. They got a linebacker now. They got a really good superstar corner. They got a superstar D lineman. They got pretty good edge rushers, right? So they're filling out holes. And like some other holes that they have is, not superstars, but they're players that have proved in the NFL, that they can be good. Here, who's our D tackle right now?
Yeah, man.
Who's our cornerback too? Marco Wilson, and he was he's a rookie. I get it, but he played horrible. I mean, you hoping he steps up, but how are you gonna have him as your cornerback too going into the NFL season, right? Look at the teams we're playing, and then let's see. O lineman, the O line is always a red flag, and to me, as a GM, Kyle should have the know-how to say, all right, Kyler's shorter. We need to invest in the interior O line so that if he wants to throw the field, he can, because we have an elite interior O line that will hold the lineman at the line of scrimmage and not continuously get pushed back, right? Because that's how Belichick and the defenses are playing us now. What they're doing is edge rushers are not rushing; they're just standing there, containing, right, waiting for Kyler to run out, and then everybody rushes up the middle, right, and
pushes the line up.
offense. Yeah, exactly. And he can't see because everybody's pushing in front of him. And if he runs out, they're just waiting for him on the edge, right? And so our offense gets, they scheme up against our offense so easy because everything is outside the numbers. Because, there's a lot of plays where Kyler can't throw over the middle because there's people in his face and he can't see, right? So it's just so easy to the corners. Everybody just play towards the boundary because that's where the ball is going to go, right? So you have to know to come up with an option to make it viable for Kyler, and just giving him a Will Hernandez that the Giants don't even want, and Justin Pugh who's about to retire, and these guys are okay, but like you need to get an elite interior offensive line. And at the end of the day, he just never does it. When's the last time we had an elite offensive line? Never.
Yeah, I mean Hudson. I'm just kidding. He's a center. I mean, other than that, I mean. But even then, Hudson's not in his prime, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's not in his prime.
Why do you think the Raiders let him go? Of course, because
he's
right? And onto your thing about the 6 games, right? You pulled up the 6 games, and people saying, "Oh my God, DeAndre Hopkins is out. The world's gonna end." And look where the teams we're playing. I don't care about none of that, because at the end of the day, look at the weapons we gave Cliff. I don't care. I know it's not D-Hop, but at the end of the day, you have Marquise Brown, who teams have to have a safety over the top to guard him, because if you guard him one-on-one, he's going to burn your corner, unless it's like a Jalen Ramsey or something. But at the end of the day, everyone's not Jalen Ramsey, right? You still have him. You have Marquise Brown. You have Rondale Moore, who Cliff has paid these millions of dollars to just having him stand at the line of scrimmage instead of running a route, right? Then you got AJ Green, and everybody wants to hate on him. And, I hated on him after that one play, but I think you just got to watch, what was going on. This guy had 1,000 yards, and him and Kyler did not have much chemistry. Like, they were always off and on, like, consistently, right? And so bringing him back was a good addition. Then you got James Conner. We brought in McBride. We still have Ertz. Like, you have weapons to be viable until Hopkins is back. And like I said in the chat earlier, there's 32 head coaches in the NFL. 32 people in the world right now can say they're a head coach. Only 32 in the NFL. You pay these guys to know how to adjust. You pay these guys to know how to manage a team. You pay these guys to know how to, manage situations. And what does Cliff do? I didn't know how to adjust. I didn't adjust. What are you getting paid millions of dollars for? To come up with one offense and then just be like, well, if it doesn't work, we're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's essentially what it was. And it's funny because he thought that he was giving us, a relief. Oh, he didn't adjust. Oh, cool. Now he's going to adjust. He hasn't done it for 3 freaking years. Like, what's going to be different? And I guess I don't want to go in the rabbit hole of, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're just so negative. But bottom line is, like, we see what we see, right? I mean, it happens. We crash and burn at the end of the year because he doesn't adjust. And it's just kind of that situation, man. Give me your final thoughts.
Final thoughts, man. It's so tough to go. Yeah, you got to give him credit. Exactly. Because hey, they knew we were throwing outside the numbers the whole game and throwing screens. I could do that. I could be a D coordinator against this offense. Everybody sit outside the numbers. Don't rust the edges and just wait. Like, it's so simple. And many people have talked about it. Our offense is just too stale, right? But, Khan has, to me, I mean, maybe once he has, but right now this roster is loaded with holes. You got the Bills with a Super Bowl roster. You got the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs, they have Mahomes, so that's a given. But the Chargers, oh my goodness. Have you seen the Chargers roster?
Oh, it's nice.
It's amazing.
Nah.
And they don't have many holes at all. And look at our roster. We don't have a D tackle. Lecky Fulton and Rashard Lawrence are starting D tackles right now. They have showed zero. We don't have a corner, a starting good corner in the NFL outside of Byron Murphy. We don't have, a great O-line. Right guard is up in the air right now. Right? So, There's huge holes. Like cornerback is a huge position. Guard with a shorter quarterback is a huge position.
Yeah.
These things, edge rushers, like who do we have? It's just a whole bunch of guys, and let's hope one of them works. That's literally what they did.
That's
right?
essentially,
So,
yeah.
It's
That's the thing, man. We're gonna have fans that are gonna be happy regardless. I've actually talked to somebody saying that he used to like watch the Cardinals in '88, and because we're better than them, then he's happy. I'm like, okay, well, that's the way you want to live your life. I mean, I want to win a Super Bowl. Like that's my goal. It is what it is, right? I mean, because fans are whatever. All right, brother. Well, thanks.
Kyler Murray effect.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, let it do P7. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for stopping. I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, we do this for the ability to be like, man, hey, sometimes it's a therapy. It really is. It's therapy. It's an ability for us to kind of get on here and kind of show our opinion, because bottom line, we fan the way we want to fan, and I mean, it is what it is. It seems like some people, and kind of the people that jumped on, it seems like it's split. We had some people that are positive, and then we had some people that are like, I don't know, man. I'm happy because I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan, but the bottom line is, kind of really didn't do as much as we thought to solidify all the holes. I agree with Jordan P. We have weapons for Kyler Murray, weapons for days for Kyler Murray, and if Cliff can't do it, I don't know how much more else I can say. Like, do you guys need another let's fire Cliff at the end of the season? Like, these 6 games are telling. Was this all about just DeAndre Hopkins being one of the best wide receivers and having a dynamic quarterback, being that's the reason why Cliff Kingsbury kept his job, because they did wonders for him? These 6 games is going to tell a lot. It really is. And it's going to determine are we going to be a 4-2 team? Are we going to be a 6-0 team? I don't think so. Are we going to be a 3-3 team? Are we going to start off slow 2-4 and pick it up towards the end of the season? I don't know. This season is so up in the air right now, and we just don't know what it is. And Keim is just kind of chilling there, right? I was watching a little bit of the the flight plan, just a little bit. And I know I said I wasn't going to watch it, but I was bored one day. I was waiting for my wife to come home from work, and I was like, I'm just going to give it a whirl. My goodness, man. Every time I watch this Mopo draft, every single time, he feels like he gets the diamond in the rough. Every time he drafts somebody, he's like, I didn't think he was going to be there. And then we got freaking Cliff Kingsbury saying the same darn thing. Like, come on, let's wait for them to get on the field before we start saying some things like this is going to be the next this guy or the next this guy. Every single time I see Steve Keim on these flight plans, this guy's thinking like he picked up the next best thing. Let's get them on the field and let's have them produce. That's all what we all want, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we want. We want Trey McBride to work out. We want the other edge rushers that came in, the rookies, to work out. We want freaking Matthew to work out, right? Because we're on such a deep hole with cornerbacks right now that we don't really know what we're gonna do. Our best cornerback is probably best at the the slot position. I wanted him to be outside. I was like, just test him out there, and I look stupid saying that. I look stupid saying that. But Robert Alford would be a really cool addition. It's going to be very worrisome because I'm not sure if he's going to be making it through training camp, and I'm not making a joke there. Like, legit, it's that bad where we don't know that our possible best cornerback coming in can maybe not make it through training camp, and that's very scary. That's very, very scary here to see that. Obviously, last year, Malcolm Butler did us dirty, obviously. And we're just kind of we're going through the motions right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going through the motions. And we're just kind of trying to get a life wrapped. And we're hoping that these first 6 games is going to be maybe 500. Hopefully 4-2, like my guy JL said earlier. That's very optimistic, but hey, from your lips to the football god's ears, I hope so. 6-0, I don't think that's really attainable, but hey, you never know what's going to happen. The whole Kyler Murray not throwing up in the middle, it is pretty concerning, because I remember specifically, I think it was against the Green Bay Packers, that we needed to convert this 4th down, and legit, we had Christian Kirk run up the middle. It was just a real easy slant play, maybe even a drag route. All I saw was him being completely wide open. I'm not sure, but Kyler Murray didn't see him, and that right there could have gone for a huge, huge play. Definitely for sure that first down, but that one sticks in my mind 110%, being that Kyler Murray towards the end of the season, for some odd reason, he's just not throwing in the middle. And who's our best weapon up the middle? Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz, ladies and gentlemen. Then we got Trey McBride. I want him to work out too. I want him to work out as much as everybody else does. I personally don't think we're going to see Trey McBride. I really don't. I think it's going to be Max Williams, and I think it's going to be Zach Ertz. That's just my personal opinion. I think I would love to see Trey McBride. I want to see your second rounder out there. Heck yeah. But I think it's going to be that same situation, right? Same situation where we're going to have favored veterans, and it's going to be Max Williams, and I think it's going to be Zach Ertz. There might be some packages that, heck, we might have 3 tight ends out there. Who knows? But we will see. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Thank you so very much. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat. We got Teddy up in here. We got Yuki Soul still up here. We got Silver Wolf saying 17-0, bro. Well, hey, 17-0 means nothing if we can't win a playoff game. So I hope you're saying 20-0 or 18-0 or 19-0. And I'm talking about playoff wins right there because I'm tired of the 8-0 starts, the 6-0 starts, and us crashing and burning towards the end of the season and not doing anything in the playoffs. So hopefully we do some stuff in the playoffs, man. Let's hope so. We got my guy Bass, still no pickles up in the house. Appreciate you guys for coming in. Thanks for everybody that joined the call, coming in here, giving your opinion. Thank you so very much. It means the world to me. Everybody, have a great rest of your day. It's been an absolute pleasure. And as I always like to say, go Cards.